Ese Cholo.
What's up, familia? Welcome inside the hotel room. Hope you guys are doing good. Keeping between the lines. Got your load secure. I'm out here, State Line Prim. Man, a lot of news coming down about this place, Holmes. A lot of news coming down about this place. Basically, it's all coming down. It is all coming down. State Line Prim, Nevada will be no more on 4th of July. Out of all days, right? It will be no more, Holmes. It is done. It is over. I'm gonna go ahead and make a separate video about that. And I don't know, maybe as we get closer to that date, I'll probably do a live. I'm I've been coming here for many years through work and staying here. I stayed at Buffalo Bills most of the time, but when they shut that down, then I stayed here at Prim Valley, which is the last remaining casino, at least for the time being, because they're gonna shut this puppy down too. And everything, everything is gone, man. It is completely shutting down, 1000%. So talking to some of the workers here, they got to, I got to know some of them. They know me by name, and it's like, man, they're scrambling to figure out what they're gonna do, Holmes. Figuring out what they are going to do because they have to move. Where they live behind Prim Valley, that's the housing unit for all the workers. They have to move out by July 16th. They are getting kicked out. That's being torn down as well. So, damn, that is something, dog. That is something. What's up, Andrew? Yeah, so that is something, man. That is something. But anyway, I I got something to talk about tonight, man. Something I want to get into tonight. All right. But before we do that, I'm just gonna bloviate just for a second. I cannot wait to get this weekend behind me, dog. I got this run. It's a 15K. I've never done a 15K before. That is the longest run I am have ever done, and I'm going to do because I'm not doing a 15K ever again. Screw that, dog. I just wanted to do it just so I can say, okay, I've done more than a 5K. The longest I've ever done was a 10K, which is what, I don't know, 4 miles to 6.4, 6.3 miles, whatever. That's the longest I've ever done. And I only did that once. This is a 15K up in San Francisco. I will be up in the Bay, baby. Let's go. It's from one side of San Francisco to the other side of San Francisco. You just cross. We're gonna get it done, and I'll be good with that, Holmes. I'm ready to enjoy myself. Some ice cream or a donut. I haven't had sugar in a while. I've been, on this diet, man. Just getting ready for this run. A lot of pasta. A lot of pasta. I'm not complaining on that one. I'm not like a huge pasta guy, but if you do it right, I can enjoy it. I can enjoy it, man. I can enjoy myself some pasta. I don't outside. Okay, let me see. Most girls, dog. I'm not saying vatos don't like Italian food. I mean, look, if you're Italian, that's your thing, right? If you're Italian, that's your thing. But now that I think about it, it just hit me right now. Just about just about every girl that I've come across, their favorite food is Italian food. They have like this love for pasta. Like on the real dog, they got this love for pasta. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Italian food too. I like, the lasagna. I like all that too, but it's not my favorite. But now I think about it, dog, just about almost every girl I've come across, their favorite food is Italian food. Let's see how the inspection's going out there. Yeah, dog. Freaking dot day, Holmes, DOT. I didn't really see too much madness. I will say going into Nevada, the inspection was backed up like gacho, dog. Gacho. Now I took the little side route. It's not posted, and they didn't pull me over. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, DOT day, dog. They're cracking down on everybody. So I would say that inspection right there from California getting into Nevada, that sucker was so backed up. I wouldn't be surprised if drivers were stuck there for an hour, not even getting inspected, just getting through the line. Now, if they pulled you in to get inspected, that's it, dog. Your whole day is jacked up, Holmes. Your whole day is jacked up. What's up, Derek? Adi Familia. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right. Hey, let's get into something. Let's get into something, man. We got nothing but fellas up in here. All right. It's all good, Holmes. Let's get into something, dog. Okay. I was watching my boy Willie, the over 50 guy, right? I'm subscribed to his channel. I usually don't talk much about other YouTubers and stuff, but and I'm not gonna talk about him. I actually like Willie, dog. I'm gonna reach out to him, see if I could get him on the channel because I actually like his channel and what he does. He's a trucker, and this is a little bit of an older video, but I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today, and it made me think about his video. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and bring this up. So I'll bring up his video in just a second, but let me go ahead and ask all you vatos something, dog. Where do you guys stand? Now, some of you guys are probably married, some of you guys are settled down, all that stuff, all right? But let's just say hypothetically, that you were single. Where do you stand on settling down with a single mother? Don't get all politically correct on me, Holmes. Don't be giving the correct answer. Chale, homie, tell me how you really feel. Tell me what you really think about it. Where do you stand? Like I said, I know some of you vatos are married already. You guys are settled down. Some of you guys are settled down with a single mother. Okay, so you might have to separate yourself, dog. Right? You might not be able to tell me exactly what you really feel, man, depending on who you're watching this with. But where do you vatos stand on dating a single mother? Just hypothetically, you're a single man. Again, if you're married or whatever, you're a single man. Where do you stand on dating a single mother? There's so many variables that go with this, right? It's not just like a yes and no answer. But I will tell you guys this. I used to do Zoom calls, right? I started doing them again a little bit, talking to younger men, dudes that are teenagers, dudes in their 20s, early 20s, right? I used to do it a lot more. I don't do it as much anymore because I started trucking it so much. I'm trucking it now. I'm trucking it more now than ever before. All right. So I just started spreading myself too thin, Holmes, and doing this channel, doing my boxing channel, doing my wrestling channel. I just thought that you know what, man, as much as I'd like talking to the young men, homie, and having good conversations with them, I'm spreading myself way, way, way too thin, Holmes. So I stopped. Somewhat started picking it up again a little bit, not a little far and few in between. But I'll tell you guys this, man. I always told young men, I said, listen, if you're under the age of 35, do not date a single mom, Holmes. Ain't nothing in it for you there like in the movie Colors, right? Ain't no future in it, homie, right? Especially if you're in your 20s. Especially if you're in your 20s. Now I know I always get that guy that jumps on here and says like, "Hey, you don't know what you're talking about. I was 25, got involved with a single mom. We're together till this day. We've been married for 30 years and it's been great." Good. I'm glad, Holmes. I'm glad it worked out for you, dog. I'm glad it worked out for you. You are a fraction of the percentage of man because for that one story that you got, there are many, 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 many other stories where it did not go down that way. So I always tell dudes, dog, if you're under the age of 35, man, you got no business dating a single mom, homie. No business. Now, why 35? Because once you get 36, 37, depending on how young you're gonna date, it's gonna be a little difficult finding a woman that does not have a child. Now, because you're a man, you should date a little bit younger than you, right? So I guess I would say if she is 35, right? But if you're 36, I mean, I don't know how young. Some of those go really, really young, dog, and that could be a little bit weird. It may not be illegal, but it could be a little bit weird, Holmes. I've seen some of those that are like in their 50s, dog, and their main hyena is like 24 years old. And I'm like, that's a little bit strange to me. Honestly, that's a little bit more odd to me than a 25-year-old that's hooking up with a 17-year-old. Even though that is illegal, to me, it's not as weird as the 55-year-old who's with a 24-year-old. That's a little bit more of an oddball for me. But anyway, um, depending on how young you're willing to go, dog, right? So let's say you're 35 years old. You date a 20-year-old, or I'm sorry, a 28-year-old, right? That's good right there. If she's got kids, no, I would say no. Child, homie, find a chick who's in her late 20s, man, that does not have kids. Okay, now let me go ahead and bring up my boy Willie. Let me see. Been there, done that. Last stand. Man, Holmes, I mean, the older you get, your options start, dwindling down, right? But at the same time for the ladies as well, right? I mean, I got some ladies that watch this. There's some hyenas that deal with dudes, man, that got kids, but it's probably not the same. However, for the ladies, a lot of the times they get into it with the baby mom, right? And they find out what that drama is all about. But anyway, let me go ahead and play my boy Willie right here. Shout out to my boy Willie. He's out there trucking it up. I'm gonna see if I could reach out to him, see if I could get him on the channel, Holmes.
What is going on, young men between 18 and 29? I am the
He said 18 to 29.
over 50 guy. Listen, one of the worst things that you could do, in my opinion, particularly, and I would say this for men of any age, but particularly in your age or at your age now, if you're between 18 and 29, is do the whole step parent thing. I know.
Okay. Okay. He said 18 to 29. Look, Holmes, if you're anywhere in your 20s, dog, cha les, Holmes. Cha les. Do not go dating a single mom if you're anywhere in your 20s.
From experience, excuse me, I know from experience about that gig because I did it not only once, but twice when I was younger. And I would absolutely say that that is a horrible deal for men. Now, I want to be very clear in saying that it has nothing to do with the kids because they're just that. They're kids and they don't know and they don't understand, but you do. And what I would tell you guys first.
And I think that's the big misconception in all of this, right? It's like, oh, you know what? It's because you hate kids or something. Well, no, it's things that go with it.
First and foremost about that and why I believe that that is a horrible deal for men is that A, you get all the responsibility but no rights, right? As a step parent, you are absolutely expected to love, provide, protect, and do all of that for this child. But you really have no rights because it's not your child. I know of
Okay, well, actually, let me.
plenty of men who have taking care of children, worked, provided, and all of that. And they go to discipline the child, and mom says no. In other
Okay, okay. Let's talk about that for a quick second. All right, let's talk about what he said there for a quick second. Let me see. Saludos. This is San Diego. Shouts to San Diego. Let me see. To be real, my lady now was a single mom with no dad. I hated it at first, but her daughter became my own. Been together ever since. There you go, Audi Familia. Hey, good for you, brother. Good for you, man. Okay, let's talk about what he said right there, right? Because there's so many moving parts in all of this. Okay, it's not just the single mom thing. Okay, let's go with what he said right there, man. And I'm gonna reach out to him because I watch his channel. I'm subscribed to his channel. I do like what he does, man. And he's a trucker, Holmes. Um, he said, as a step parent, you are, you are expected to basically still be the provider and all that stuff, right? Everything, just like you're the parent, except you don't have the rights when it comes to discipline and all that. Okay, it really depends where the mom stands in all of this. All right, there's some situations where the mom is like, you know what? If she chose you to be the man, okay, she does say, okay, look, be the man. And if you are now the step parent, meaning you are the parent, you do have the right to discipline the child. I'm not just so much talking about spanking or anything like that, Holmes. I mean, I'm not excluding it either, but hey, you know what? Look, we all live under this roof, right? If we're going to mesh together as a family, we're going to mesh together as a family. There's all kinds of different moving parts. Is the dad involved? Where's dad at? That changes a lot. If dad is around, it could get a little bit tricky. It can get a little bit tricky. It's probably better that dad, honestly, and it sucks to say, Holmes, but it's probably better if dad isn't around, at least for the man. And if she says, look, we're all going to mesh together as a family, I'm not going to restrict you. This is, you're the king of the castle, right? You're the leader of the family. And unfortunately, this is the situation here. But if you're, as what they like to call stepdads, you're just dad now. Boom. Okay. So the rules, you set it down. But there's there's women out there that aren't down with that either. Right? If she's down with it like that, then you can go ahead and work with it. Okay. But if she's not down with it, if she does have this view of like, hey, that's my kid. That's my kid, not yours. Not so much that she says that to you, but that's what it is, right? That's what it is. It's like, hey, you and I are together, and that's my kid over there, right? And I have my life with you, and I have my life with my kid, but you guys are under the same roof, dog. That is not a good position to be in. That is not a good position to be in because everything that happens under that roof will affect you. And a lot of moms, a lot of single moms have that attitude, have the attitude of like, well, it's a package deal, but it's not really a package. You don't really get the whole package, right? It's like, no, you get her, and then she has her kid or kids, but there's only so much that she's okay with you doing. As opposed if it were your kids, it's like, okay, I mean, look, dog, in all reality, man, both mom and dad, the actual mom and dad, have a tough time raising kids as it is, right? So when it's step kids, it takes it to another level. And I know people like to take away all that, oh, stepdad, step parents, step kids, right? Just call them your kids, just call them your dad. Yeah, well, not everybody's down with it like that. And is the actual dad around? Because that, and how involved is the dad? right? It's not, it's just, is the dad around? But is the dad really involved? Like, look, I'll tell you guys this, Holmes. Um, I haven't been with the mother of my sons since, gosh, we broke up when I was 24 years old. That was, yeah, that was like 20 years ago, dog. You know what I mean? But I was always there. I was always in their lives. I coached their sports. I was at parent conferences. They came and stayed with me every single day because through my address, they went to school, right? She moved, still living in the same city, but she moved to another district where they're going to have to switch schools. And so they won't switch schools. They would use my address to stay in the same schools. So they won't have to switch schools. So every day after school, they will come back to my pad and then she'd come pick them up. So I saw them all the time, dog. I saw them all the time. I went to a lot of parent conferences. I coached their sports, all that stuff, right? And when a father is that involved, yeah, and not just that the father's that involved, but what is dad doing, right? She remarried. Okay, she remarried. He doesn't really have to discipline them like that because I'm on top of them, right? Had I heard that he spanked them, now they're adults today, but had I heard that he spanked them, yeah, there would have been an issue. There would have been an issue, right? But I didn't have a problem with him being firm with them. Like, hey, you're screwing up. Hey, knock that off, right? I didn't have a problem with that. But though that's not always the situation. That's not always the situation, dog. Sometimes there's major issues when it comes to that, or dad could be around, but he doesn't really care. Doesn't really discipline the kid, doesn't care, let the kid run wild. And it's like, okay, here you are, your step parent, your stepdad. I'm gonna keep on using stepdad, stepson, and everything like that just to make it clear. If you guys want to eliminate those words, that's fine. But I'm gonna keep it just to make it clear, right? So there's no confusion. Here you are stepping into this situation, your stepdad, and it's like, oh, okay, the dad is around. Okay, cool. So then the dad should be able to discipline the kid or kids, right? At the same time, homie, you got dads that are around, but they're not disciplining their kids, right? The kids are snot nosed, bratty ass kids. And it's like, hey, man, dog, come on, discipline your kids, man. And now here you come, you're stepping in because they live with you. She's not cool with it. She's like, no, they got their dad. Yeah, but dad's not putting in that work. It could be a very tricky situation. That's why I say, dog, if you're under the age of 35, do not go dating a single mother. Do not. All right, let's hear what let's keep letting Willie go.
Words, yeah, you can take care of them, you can provide money for them, you can do all of that stuff. But whenever it comes to something that I don't want you to do, then you have no rights, right? With your own child, at least you can listen, this is my child as well as yours. When you're a step parent, you don't have.
Oh, look, when it's your kids, homie, I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody telling me a damn thing what I can and cannot do, Holmes. But that's your kid. And like I said, Holmes, like I said, when you're with your lady and both of you have kids together, it's hard enough. The two of you will bump heads, even though those are your kids, just like it's her kids. You guys will still bump heads. So now you add this in where it's like it's her kids, not really your kid. Sure, they could go ahead and say like, "Hey, it's your kid too," but you know what's real, dog. You know it's not your kid, right? You could be stepdad. They could take away the step, and she could just call you dad, or he could just call you dad, or the kids could just call you dad. You could, you guys can build a relationship and stuff like that, it really depends how much authority she's going to allow you to have over the kids. And that's what it really comes down to. It really comes down to her, to the woman, right? If she's really putting trust in you as a man to lead the house and say, like, you know what, I chose you as a man, not just for me but for my kids as well, thus I trust you to have authority over my kids. However, it's odd, it is odd that women do that.
That. Secondly, you will always deal with some other man in your relationship and in your life, essentially. I was
If he's around, if he's around, you will, depending, it could be a good relationship, it could be a bad relationship, right? I've seen, I got a homie, dog. I got a good homeboy of mine. Um, he has a really good relationship with with his daughter's stepfather. Ah, man, I gotta tell you guys this, dogs. Just right off the rip, Holmes. I gotta tell you guys this. Hold on, let me take Willie off, man, because I'm gonna be serious about this, Holmes. Okay, I don't have any daughters. Okay, I got two sons. Like I said, both of them, they're adults now. My youngest one, he's gonna be 22 years old on 4th of July. Don't worry, I'm not getting older. I'm just getting better, Holmes. I don't even call him my son anymore. I call him somebody who used to be my roommate. Um, but I'm gonna tell you guys this, dog. If you have daughters, damn, having another man around your daughter, that's, gosh, man, that's got to be rough. That's got having sons. It's tough enough, right? The mother of my sons, she's been married to this guy for years now. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. I get along with him very, very well. And I don't mind when he was firm with them. Now, if he put hands on them, there'd be an issue because I know I'm a pretty strict cuss, homie, when it comes to my sons. You know what I mean? I put my boot to them. So there's no need for him to do that. However, not all dads do that and let them run wild at home. And then when stepdad steps in, it's like, hey, whoa, 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 what's going on here? What's going on here? They have me, the dad, right? So it's one of these things where everybody has to be level headed. Everybody in the situation has to be level headed. But just like I was saying, I think it's a game changer, homie. If you have a daughter, gosh, it's a game changer because no matter what, your daughter's gonna be with another man. Gosh, man, that's a rough one. That's a rough one. What's up? Yeah, Fischler SoCal, man. Thanks for tapping in, homie. It's your kid with money. All right, let's keep let's let Willie go. And I think that is a little bit of a game changer, right? You're dating a single mother of what? Of a son, of a daughter, of sons, of daughters, of sons and daughters. How many kids is 2 million kids? You know what? Spencer, shoot. I thought I had the video up. I thought you guys were listening to it. Spencer, dog. Let me put it up. My bad. Here we go.
I was dating a girl who had a daughter, and this is consequently what broke up our relationship. Dad wasn't in the picture for years. for years. And all of a sudden, you know, he wants to pop up and he wants to see his daughter and this, that, and the other. And, you know, of course, mom is, you know, well, it's about her and her father and this, that, and the other. So you will be quickly pushed to the side when it comes to dad. And I don't.
Okay. This situation, they're both right. Okay. They're both right. And it sucks for both parties on this. So my boy Willie here, shouts to him. He was in a relationship where her daughter didn't have a dad, right? So he comes, he accepts the responsibility. Okay, cool. Dad isn't around. And like he didn't say how many years, he just said 4 years. All right. Who knows how many years it was? So for, you know, whatever it is, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, he is dad to her. And now here comes the real dad, right? Or the biological dad comes into the picture. And now the woman that he's dating is telling him, hey, listen, that's her real dad. And it's about her. So she should build a relationship with him. Basically, you know, they're, I don't know. I'm not saying anybody's wrong here. I think they're both right. It's just a bad situation because he's, you know, he's feeling like, hey, hold on, wait a second, Holmes. I came in here, I accepted the responsibility. I took you with your daughter and took the responsibility of being her dad, and I was her dad for years. Now here comes this Vato over here, which is her biological dad. He comes into the picture, and now you're telling me that I gotta take a back seat to homeboy who was not in her life. Like, is she wrong? I'm not gonna say she's wrong because yeah, that is her biological father, and if she wants to see her biological father, you know, she should have that right to do so. At the same time, I understand his position too. It's like I stepped in this situation. I took this responsibility.
I don't care if he's in the picture now or if he shows up later. You will play second to that. Child's mother and the father always has a bond. It's almost as if they're married because that child ties them together. So they will always be around each other. They will always be on the phone. That is not something that, from experience, guys, I'll tell you that is something that you really don't want to deal with. Another thing that I think about is how, and I mentioned it earlier, you stay with these children long enough and you develop relationships, love these children because you take care of them and you look at them, and for whatever reason, if mom decides to take them away, you have no rights or no access to these children.
That sucks as well. That sucks right there as well, right? I don't know many situations. I could think one off the top of my head um, where this dude, yeah, man, he was stepdad, right? And I don't know, they were together for quite a few years, and he had built a relationship with her 2 kids, right? They were together for years, and they broke up. That was it. She wanted to end the marriage. All right. He didn't have kids of his own, so those were the only kids that he knew. But there's nothing he can do because biologically they're not his kids. So while you guys are together, you are expected to be the dad, right? But when you guys break up, that's it. You're not the dad anymore. It's over.
That you have developed this bond with as if they were your own. Of course, it's a great deal for mom because at the end of the day, she has help, and whether that's from the father or the stepfather, it all benefits her. And no cut against her. I mean, do what you do. If you got men out there like I was early on that was crazy enough to do that, by all means, take advantage of that. But men, I am telling you, I am telling you that it is a horrible deal. I have been at hospitals. I've had hospital bills and things of that nature for children that barely even speak to me today. I have provided well and above. And, no, you're not getting that money back. Everything that you invest into your stepchild or whatever, if things should happen to go south between you and mom, no one's giving you a refund. Certainly.
Oh man, shout out to my boy Willie, homie. I want to hear that again. Let's go. Let's go.
Things of that nature for children that barely even speak to me today. I have provided well and above. And, no, you're not getting that money back. Everything that you invest into your stepchild or whatever, if things should happen to go south between you and mom, no one's giving you a refund. Certainly mom isn't. You would like to think that, you pour into the life of these kids. And even if mom, wasn't really letting the kids know how they should appreciate and respect you, you would think that, especially if these kids are of age, they would do that on their own. They won't, right?
Every situation is different, right? They might, for whatever reason, his situation is where they didn't. I think it's a lot easier for mom to, this happens with both of your kids, right? Relationship doesn't work out. You got the mom trying to, and it sucks, dog, and it's stupid, Holmes, right? You got mom trying to get the kids to hate the dad. You got dad trying to get the kids to hate the mom. That is ridiculous. However, when it's step kids, it's a heck of a lot easier for the mom just to get to hate the stepdad if the relationship doesn't work out.
They absolutely will not. So at the end of the day, guys, I would prefer you definitely not have children at this age, because again, you're building yourself.
Boom. And you know what? That's really where it comes down to right there, Holmes. That's really where it comes down to. Let me take Willie down for a second. Okay, that's really where it comes down to right there. Okay, if you are in your 20s, homie, you shouldn't even be having kids. Straight up, you should not even be having kids. I'm talking about kids of your own, let alone somebody else's kids, dog. You're in your 20s. Build your life.
Right? And you need to be selfish about your resources and your time in order to build yourself adequately. So I would say don't have any children at all at this point in your life.
Say that again, Willie. Say that again. You need to be what?
Right? And you need to be selfish about.
Yes. You're young. You're building your life. Be selfish. Be selfish. Build yourself up. Build yourself up. Work on you.
Your resources and your time in order to build yourself adequately. So I would say don't have any children at all at this point in your life. But absolutely don't sign on to be a step parent, a stepfather at this time in your life. Horrible deal. And I totally understand if you're in a situation like that now, you believe that, you know what, nope, these kids, I'm doing a good thing. These kids love me. I love them like they're my own. And that is great. I've been there and done that. But again, if something should happen, because you have all of the responsibility now, you have all of the expectation now, but for whatever reason, if mom decides to walk out with those kids, you have no rights. You're left with the same thing you came in with. Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to earlier, dog. And that sucks because you can build a really strong relationship with with her kids, and you can look at them like they're your own kids, and they may be able to look at you like like you're their dad. But if that relationship doesn't work out and she's gone, dog. And you're not you were dad through marriage. Once that marriage is over, that's it.
So because of that reason alone, it's a bad deal. It's just a bad deal for men. So if you're between 18 and 29, please, if you are with a young lady who has children, to say that you guys can't be friends and that's one thing. But a serious
Damn all that. Well, I think he's using different language here, dog. He said you guys can't be friends. I think he's meaning something different.
to say that you guys can't be friends and that's one thing. But a serious relationship or marriage, to a woman in that situation, I would say, in my opinion, in my experience, that would not be a good deal for you guys. And I would run from a situation like that. Nothing against the lady, nothing against the kids. I'm talking about you as a man and what works for you, or what works best for you. And what works best for you is not having to always deal with a baby daddy or daddies. Works best for you is not having to spend resources and time.
Okay, that's another thing. That's another thing you gotta think of. Okay. Now, a lot of this is gonna say a lot about you, right? As a man. You're getting with a Haina dog that has a kid or kids. Now, if she has kids, plural, and there's multiple dads, homie, what are you doing, dog? What are you doing? I I know someone. I know someone very close in my life that was in a serious relationship for years with a woman that had multiple kids from multiple dads, and he lived with them with all those kids that had multiple dads. And I just thought to myself, good gosh, what the hell are you doing, man? I like, wow, but yeah, that's that's another thing to consider. And that says more about you, Holmes. That says more about your value.
That works best for you is not having to spend resources and time, or even have to split that between your own, to a woman in that situation. I would say, in my opinion, in my experience, that would not be a good deal for you guys. And I would run from a situation like that. Nothing against the lady, nothing against the kids. I'm talking about you as a man and what works for you, or what works best for you. And what works best for you is not having to always deal with a baby daddy or daddies.
Right.
Works best for you is not having to spend resource
All right. I think it just kind of, let me see.
in somebody else's. So I just think it's a bad deal, guys, especially this time in your life. If you are up in age and you are accomplished and you got it like that and you want to make that decision, even then I would say, but you're in a better position at that point than you would be now. Bad deal now, guys, and I would run from that situation. Listen, hope that adds some value.
All right. Shout out to my boy. I'm gonna see if I can get him on the channel, dog. I am subscribed to his channel. Shout outs to him. Shout outs to him out there keep in between the lines, rubber side down, driver. All right, spitting some good stuff right there. Okay, so look, hold on, let me take a drink of water, dog. So look, it's not one size fits all, right? And you know what the crazy thing about all this is that let me see, man. In case I want to see if anybody has something to say about this. Let's see, did I? Man, I haven't done this in a while. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. All right. Crazy thing about this, right, is that women, mainly single mothers, get pissed, right, when they hear men talk like this. Like, oh, why can't, oh, what, like, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? I don't know, like, if they get offended by it or what, right? But here's the thing, though. Would you want your son? Would you want your son to settle down with a single mom? I got two sons. Man, hell no. No, I wouldn't. Especially at that age. Now he's saying 18 to 25. I'm sorry, 18 to 29. I actually go older. I say 35. And that's probably more for her age than his age because you could date younger. So if he, hits 35 years old, he could still date a 29-year-old that doesn't have any kids. But no, heck no. Let me see. But the reason why this subject came up, right, is because I was chopping it up with someone earlier. And people get touchy about certain things, right? I was talking with somebody that works here in this casino, and we were talking about it. And I'm like, no. And you know what? It's not a good idea. But again, trying to explain, look, not every situation is the same. There's so many moving parts, so many variables, right? It really all depends on how much she allows, right? Like I was saying earlier, if she is into this, like, okay, you know what? I chose you to be the man, to be her man, to be the man, to be the dad, to be everything, the king of the castle. Cool. Boom. You are dad, and I cannot, overstep my boundaries on this, right? So you can treat them like they're your kids because she's putting trust and faith in you. If she does not have that trust and faith in you to be dad to her kids, then what in the hell is she doing being with you? And that is probably the main thing that I want to nail down on this. Where it's like, hey, well, wait a second, because stepdads can go, they can do some shady stuff. Okay, then why are you with them? Why are you with them? If you're choosing him to be the man, and you come as people like to say, a package deal. I don't even like that saying a package deal because it makes it sound like it's such a great thing, but like it's a package deal. Okay, you're choosing him. So you're giving up the reins and saying, okay, good. That is the king of the castle, this is the man of the house. So he should have authority over the kids as well. And if you don't trust him to have authority over your kids, then why are you with him to begin with? Is dad, is the biological dad, is he in the picture? How much is he involved? All these things really matter. So not all situations are the same. So I know there's people that are saying like, hey, you know what, it worked out for me, we've been together for so long. Yeah, they're all situations are not the same. One thing can make a huge difference. It's like, oh, you know what, dad's involved, dad is around, but He doesn't discipline the kid whatsoever. As a matter of fact, he lets him run wild, and we got to deal with the headache. Or dad is around, but the dad is very disciplined. The dad, disciplines the child very, very well. Those are two completely different scenarios there. Even though both have dad in the picture, but one dad, he's on top of his kids, and there's the other dad where it's like, screw that. I don't care if you mess up over there. I don't care how crazy you run wild. Good, go give them headaches. There's some dudes like that, yes. And then you come in as stepdad and you're like, hey, whoa, 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 hold on. You're going to be over here at my pad acting like a donkey, Holmes. And then he goes and tells dad, oh, he yelled at me. Hey, then, he calls your lady. Oh, what you got your man over there yelling at my kid for? It's just all kinds of stuff, man, that can go wrong. So that's what I'm saying. Young men, do not settle for single moms. Do not settle for single moms. Now, my boy Willie was saying 18 to 29. I'm going higher than that. I'm saying 35. All right. Value yourself. If it worked, if you got a story where it worked for you, hey, God bless you. It worked for you. But for as many stories that people can say that, hey, it worked for me, there's probably 10,000 stories for every one of those stories where it went south. So yeah, I just thought I'd go ahead and bring that up, man. Talk about that just because of the conversation I was having uh earlier today, and want to see what you guys had to say about it, man. Cause it definitely happens. I was listening to this dude right here, but I don't know. This vato talks a little bit slow. I watch his stuff every now and then, Holmes, but let me see what he's saying. Let's see what he's saying. How about she the mother of your kids? Are you talking about Andrew? Are you talking about if she's the stepmom, or are you talking about if you guys got kids together? Hey, dog, that really changes the game too, Holmes. That really changes the game. If you go and have kids with a single mom who has kids already, man, yeah, dog, you're in now. You're in now, and it could turn out to be a great thing. It can. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but most likely, just know, man, you're in now. What's up, Droops? You had a baby together. Okay, you had a baby together, and she's a single mom on top of that. Man, man. Look, fellas, take care of yourselves, man. Take care of yourselves. For one, Holmes, for one, check this out. For one, control your lust, Holmes. Serio, dog. I didn't realize how much lust can really take over your life, dog. I I'm being real here. I'm dropping all jokes and everything, dog. But I mean, I used to be a womanizer once upon a time, homie. You know what I mean? And I didn't realize, dog, how much chasing nalgas really takes over your life, dog. I know it sounds funny, but it's not. It becomes just like every weekend, dog. Which one you gonna go hit? Got to tap it here, got to tap it there, and it's like control your lust, Holmes. When you control your lust, it's like It's like alcohol or drugs or anything like that, right? Heck, even food, right? Like, hey man, control your appetite, man. Don't let yourself just eat so damn much, man, where you're just going ahead and just getting overweight, man, and it's causing you health issues. Well, hey, you know what? Also, on top of that, control your lust, Holmes. Don't just go sleeping around here, there, and everywhere. It's really gonna diminish you. It really is, man. Spiritually, mentally, all that. And then when it's time for you to settle down, I'm glad I got nothing but fellas on here tonight. I am, dog. And then when it comes for you to settle down and to really try to build a relationship with a woman, I'm telling you, Vatos, dog. I'm telling you, and I know a lot of people joke around a lot about it, and that's cool. That's fine. I joke with it too. It's kind of funny, but I'm being real with you, Vatos, dog. You know, you're out there sleeping around, dog. You're over here smashing this hyena, smashing that hyena. It's like, oh hell yeah, dog. You know what I mean? And Vatos talking about it like it's cool and freedom, but I'm gonna tell you Vatos this though, dog. And I'm being real about this. Once it's time for you to settle down with a hyena, you're gonna have a hard time. It's gonna be very difficult because your soul is all screwed up. I'm not trying to get all spiritual here on you guys, dog, but I'm being real, dog, because your soul is all screwed up, homie, because you have given yourself up so much to so many different hyenas, dog, that you may feel for this one hyena, but dog, the commitment for you to bond with her in a special way, it's when you go and have sex with her dog, it's you're really not gonna feel like that connection. You know what I mean? Like damn, like that I love you. It's just gonna be kind of sex because you ruined yourself so much. So control your lust, homie. Control your when you control your lust. I'm gonna tell you about those this, dog. I'm gonna tell you about those this. Shot man, I'm glad I got nothing but the boys up in here tonight, dog. Feed me, Holmes. I'm gonna tell you about those this, dog. When you control your lust, homie, you are in control of your life, dog. Serio, Holmes. Nobody ever speaks about that. It's always the alcohol, the drugs, and that's fine. Yes, yes, we need that. You need that. But nobody talks about the lust. You control your lust, Holmes. All right? Control your verga, homie. I know there's a joke in there. It's all fun and games and everything, but dog, you control your lust. Dog, you become powerful, Holmes. Not just any fine little hyena could come shake it in front of you and it's like, oh man, you know what I mean? You get out of control. Oh shoot, hell yeah, let's go smash now, girl. Like, hell nah, girl. Sure, it's gonna take a lot more than that. Because that's a weakness. That's a weakness. If a hyena could just come, show you a little cleavage, shake her nalgas in front of you, and she knows she's got you, dog. It's like, nah, Charlie, you ain't got me, girl. You don't got me. It's gonna take a heck of a lot more than that. So, but control your lust, Holmes. Control your lust. Let me see what you guys are saying right here. What's up, Death Row? Saludos right back, homie. Wait a minute, Wednesday. Let me see. You're going to end up single. I'm telling you guys, dog. I've never really talked about it, and maybe I'll do. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live about it or whatever, man. I was. I once, I was in a serious relationship not that long ago, right? A few years ago. Before that relationship, homie, I was a big time womanizer, dog. I should be a big time womanizer, and I know it's a double standard, right? It's a double standard because if a hyena said, she's been with the gang of dudes, homie, everybody looks at her like, damn, hyena's a hood rat, right? But the Vatos dog, you kind of get a little bit of street cred, a little bit of pat on the back and everything. That's not a good thing, dog. It's not a good thing. It destroys you, man. It took me years to understand this. It took me years to understand, like, damn, you know what? I did a lot of damage to my soul, man. I can't, it's hard to connect with a woman that that you really want to be serious with. And you may love her and you may care for her and all that stuff, man. But when it's time for you guys to, you know, get down, dog, right? It's like it's not really like a strong bondship for you because all the damage that you did, dog, doing all this smashing around with all these other hyenas, dog, you're not really, bonding with her, the one that you actually have feelings for, when it's coming time to, it's like, okay, cool, you know what? We're gonna do the damn thing, right? But to you, you're just kind of like, I'm not connecting that way. It's just kind of sex. That's about it. You enjoy it, sex, but you're not bonding like that because you damage your soul, dog, with smashing all these other hyenas, dog. Which in reality, dog, where the heck are these other hyenas anyway, right? See, I agree, homie. Most people don't have self control. The strong men are the ones that have self control, dog. I know that now. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. You go to many Vatos Instagram pages, dog, and they got it's filled, filled with all the hyenas that, take their clothes off and be bending over and sucking their finger. I mean, they can't show nudity, but they're sucking their finger and all this kind of nonsense, dog. And it's like, fellas, have some self control, homie. Have some self control. You control your lust, you don't realize how powerful and how much in control you really are, dog. See, going how use up tokens. You may have to delete this after the show. If YouTube deletes it, they delete it, dog. But no, I just thought it was a little bit of a serious topic, man. We can have fun with it, homie. And it doesn't always have to be all sad and everything. Oh, that's right. I was gonna put this fool up, but nah, I don't really. He talks a little too slow, man. Let me see. Let me go ahead and put him up. Let's see.
As they possibly could. Single moms often prioritize their children. They come first. If you're in that mindset or you've been surrounded by strong family values, this could be something that's very attractive to you. Whereas a single woman who doesn't have kids doesn't understand that. The third reason why dating a single mom could be attractive or beneficial is they're very strong.
Could be attractive.
And independent. Now, I've talked about videos with strong, independent women. This is a little bit different.
That's what talks slow, man. All right, look, I'm gonna say this. Most. All right, let me take all that off. All right, I'm gonna say this, dog. Okay, not all, but a lot of single moms. A lot of single moms. The dudes that they have as their men are dudes that ended up moving in with them. There's a difference. There's a difference. And you may be this Vato, dog. You may be this Vato. I'm not taking shots at you. I'm not taking shots at you. All right. But most single moms, again, not all, most single moms, the man that they're with, that dude ended up moving in with her. There's a big difference. And now he says, like, oh yeah, this is my pad. It's her pad. You moved in with her, Holmes. There's a difference. There's a difference of like, oh, we got a place together, right? We're building together. There's a difference, homie. There's a difference with we got a place together or she moved in with me, but there's a big difference with, oh, she has an apartment or she has a house or whatever, and you moved in with her. Okay, that is her pad. Sure, you could say that's your pad as long as you play nice, right? Because she knows in the back of her mind, Heck, this is my house, mother effer. So whenever you F up, you're out of here. Anyway, Holmes, Wednesday night out with the boys. It was good. Want to go ahead and share that. And I don't like the fact that, if men talk about this, man, we got to be ridiculed. And it's like, oh, why are you so shallow? What's wrong with a single mom? What's wrong? Well, do you want your son to be with a single mom? Because I sure as hell don't. Especially at that age. Especially at that age. And in reality, check this out, man. Check this out. I want my sons to give me something that I did not give my mom. I failed in giving my mom a family. I don't want my sons to fail me in that. I want them to give me a family. I don't want them to be with this whole, oh, you know what? They're spending it with their ex-wife. The kids are gonna be with the mom that weekend. It's like, nah, Charlie, I want my sons to be married, stay married, have their own kids, no step kids, no step parents, no, baby mom, baby dad. There's none of that nonsense. Hey, mom and dad together with their own kids. That's what I want. I want my sons to give me where I failed because I didn't give my mom that, dog. So anyway, fellas, control your lust. And yeah, if you're at that age, like I said, once you get up there in age, then yeah, man, then it's slim pickings, Holmes, because it's gonna be, if you're 40, it's gonna be a little bit hard to find a woman. I mean, depending on how young you're gonna date. If you're 40, maybe you could find, a 32, 33-year old. I don't know how young people feel comfortable. To me, that's a conversation for another day, Holmes. But how young is too young, and how old is too old? I dated a woman. She was a great woman too, dog. She was a great woman. Who was 13 years older than me, and we lived together and all that. That was, that was a young me. I wouldn't do that today. I mean, how young does one go? Like I said, I find it odd, man. Dudes in their late 40s or in their 50s dating 23, 24-year olds. Like, God, I find that odd. That's weird to me. But anyway, uncle and aunt would call that an all-day sucker. All right, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I gotta wake up early in the morning. I gotta get up out of here. But yeah, I just want to go and share that. And yeah, if there's young men out there that watch this, I'm gonna reach out to Willie, man. But if there's young men out there that watch this, yes, do not go dating single moms, man. Build your life. Build your life. All right. You shouldn't even be having kids of your own. Just build. Work on you. Build, 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 Holmes. All right. Because if you go and you settle down with a hyena and have kids of your own, it's going to stifle you a little bit. Now, if you go settle down with a hyena and she has kids of her own, man, they're not your own. Gosh darn it, dog. This could be very draining. Very draining, especially at that young age. All right. But hey, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave you guys there. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings. Always keep a safe distance. Blood, make sure you live below. Team Spam. Till next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker. Over now.